All right, guys, we're back with another episode of, we're actually here with a new series. Frieren? It's a Frieren? I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced. We're here with episode 1. Maybe I should have Googled that beforehand, how to pronounce that. Maybe watched a video or two, but no, this is kind of a last minute thing because I actually asked you guys on both YouTube and Patreon the series that you guys want to see. One of you suggested this one, and I won't lie, this one has been on my radar because I saw it has like a 9.1 on my anime list. That's a pretty damn good review for that website, so I really wanted to check it out. I hear it's got some pretty heavy, like, emotional stuff, and that's sort of like, I'm very here for any show that has character development, character emotions. Action is cool and all. I know this is kind of like a big fantasy show too. I'm here for that as well. I did just finish Mushoku Tensei. Shameless plug, go watch it if you've seen that and you want to see my reactions. It's on my channel. So like I'm obviously excited for that too, but as long as there's some good emotional stuff and the characters are awesome, which is what I've heard, I'm really, that's why I chose this one. And, I just need something to fill the gap. So I've seen this synopsis. It's about an elf who, like, she's part of a party. Their whole journey ends and nothing. And then it's kind of like the aftermath of that because she's someone who lives for so long. Our party members aren't that way, I don't think. So maybe she has to kind of see them go, and that sounds pretty depressing. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna hop right into it. Hopefully, this doesn't bring me to tears or anything. As you might already be able to tell, it is cooking in here, so I don't need to be losing any more fluids. So let's hope. Let's only hope. Or maybe I do hope to cry. I don't think I've ever cried on this channel before. Maybe this will change that. Who knows? So yeah, hop right into it. See what happens. Let's go. Okay. I probably can't play this music on YouTube, but damn. They starting strong with this. Okay. The art seems pretty incredible too, if I'm being honest. Madhouse. Is that the studio that did it? I'm probably familiar with them. Like, I probably know some of their other work. I can't say it. I can't list any of it. But it's familiar. It sounds familiar. Yeah, just finished a huge mission. Yeah, that'd be kind of depressing. You just do this big, like, heroic, triumphant thing of beating a demon king. Then it's like, shit, we still have to make money somehow. Like, no one's paying us, like, lottery winnings worth of a prize. Yeah. Damn. The music, everything. Just the production quality is kind of already blowing my mind. The art, the animation seems great. The music seems awesome. I've literally only known these characters, like this swordsman with the blue hair, only known him for maybe 30 seconds. And I already don't want to see what happens. Himmel. Priest. I mean, do I want to throw this out here? I don't know if I want to throw this out there. But the Heiter here, looks kind of villainish to me. I'm just going to keep that in the back of my head. He could be, like, one of these party members could become a villain. Hell, maybe Aizen, maybe the little guy down there is, not the coolest. 10 years. Yeah, damn, 10 years. Oh, goddamn. Man was a drunk. As a priest, even. Mimic. A mimic? Damn, isn't that from, like, Zelda? One of those things? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It honestly does feel like this is like the end of a movie, like you know, the Lord of the Rings style. Year 10 year. Yeah, but to her, how long does she live? Like 1,000 years, probably something like that. He always looked like that. Damn, so she doesn't even notice like them changing too much. So. Yeah, she's kind of. She's. It's not as serious for her. Clearly, next time, 50 years, yeah, like it's nothing, right? To her, that's maybe like, you know, a year of our time. Yeah, that was kind of already depressing. I mean, yeah, she's an elf, right? They typically, I think it's like 1,000 years, maybe more. So like she lives that long, and these guys like 10 years. Man, that's crazy. 10 years of an adventure. You tell me I'm going on an adventure for 10 years. It's like, oh, okay, I'm writing my fucking will. But to her, man, drop in the bucket. She's just saying like, oh yeah, 50 years from now, we'll go see him again. Does she not clue in that they might not be around? Is she a little bit like clueless like that? You know, she gets trapped by mimics disguising as actual treasure chests. She might be a little bit dense. For the next 100 years, I'll stop by once in a while. Bro, they're gonna be like ancient by the time she comes back. Yeah, already. Damn, going through seasons. Oh damn, they're really speed running it. Yeah, like by the time she started, that shop clerk, probably a child. Damn. Yep, she's doing her own little adventures. Hell, this could be a series on its own. Just her adventures of like just traveling the world. Got it. Got in a mimic again. Are you serious? Didn't even have them to save her this time. Yeah, look. Damn. I was just saying, like, this shop clerk, we just saw him. And he was like maybe 30, 40, something like that. He didn't look that old. And now look, this man's like, gotta be 70. Still has the arm. I mean, Himmel's probably dead. Oh yeah, so it's been 50 years. Damn, he's probably dead. The priest might be dead. Dwarves, I don't know. I think dwarves. Aiden? What was his name? Aiden? Something like that. The little dwarf, the warrior guy. He might still be kicking. I think dwarves live longer, don't they? Yeah. Damn. And got tiny too. It's time. He kept it around for 50 years. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of after eternity. So. It's a little depressing how kind of one-sided the relationship feels. And obviously it's not on purpose. Like, this is just how her life is. Like, she really didn't see 50 years as that big of a time frame to leave somebody. But to him, it's like his entire life. He spent 10 years with her and then she just disappeared for 50 years. Oh, okay, nice. They are all still around. And hell, the priest actually looks alright. Bishop of the Holy City. Ah, upgraded. Not getting as drunk. A week's walk. Damn. Yeah, for these guys? Yeah. She just doesn't care. Damn. They're doing a great job of making this like a little bit bittersweet. I mean, this is like everything to him. Oh, he still got the fight in him? Okay. I don't know. Did Himmel have like a bit of a thing for Frieren? Frieren. At the very end, yeah. It's going out soon. Damn, I just met these guys. This hurts. This actually, like, hurts, bro. Yeah. What is he? Gone now? That's so messed up. Yeah. Yeah, he got to feel like his old self again right before going. That's about as good as it gets. It seems like his life was, maybe he was happiest when he was adventuring. He was a swordsman after all, right? So those 10 years were probably some of the happiest times of his life, man. And then it just kind of went away. And she was able to bring that back for him for at least like a week, right? At least a tiny bit. So she did help him out, but there's something just a little bit weird about it because I don't think she feels like she did anything that meaningful. She was like, no, I just, I told him I would bring him here and I did, right? I said it was only 50 years. So, how heartless. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking like Frieren, maybe she's got good hearing, and that's why she hears. If they were talking that much shit that even the priest could hear about it at a funeral, fuck you guys, man. Show some respect. What do you mean show some respect? These people are talking. The whole church heard them talking shit, man. Maybe it's an elf thing, an elven thing. Like maybe their faces are just like that, right? Cold. That's what I was saying. I don't know if she really has if she feels that much for them. Like, it's messed up to say, but are humans like kind of like pets are to us? Like a pet goldfish or something? It's like, it's only a tiny smidge in your life. Okay. So she's feeling it. Yeah. Oh, that stings. That hurts. Like, okay. Their understanding of her. That's good. Don't pat my head. Oh, come on. You need it. She feels regret, at least. Like, I guess she didn't quite realize how short the lives were, and it's only just hitting her now. Like, so I think she saw him as a friend, at the very least, but still, like, it's similar to a human pet relationship, right? Like, they don't live as long as us. You care for them, you love them. By the time it ends with them, you maybe feel like you didn't spend enough time with them. You feel like they were just, it was unfair, sort of. Too old. Yeah, even he's gotten older. So, I don't know. It seems like maybe dwarves, like, it seems like he might be living a little bit longer than humans. He seems like he's still in all right shape. Like, he was fighting during that 1 week, fought those hellhounds or demon dogs, whatever those big black things were. So he fought them off no problem. So I don't think the dwarfs age quite as much, but he is admitting he got older. So, like, elves, man, they're just on another level. Yeah, and hell, that might, bro. And that's kind of the last reason that she came to this city, right? Like, she ever going to come back to this city? Next time she comes back, it might just be rubble. Ooh, that's terrifying. 20 years after the death? It's already been, bro, they're 20 years. They're just skipping 20 years. Oh, okay. She's familiar. I think I saw her. She was in the OP, wasn't she? Oh no, he's still here. Man was talking all that shit. Man's like, oh, the drinking's catching up to me. Pour a drink out for me on my grave. 20 years later, man's still kicking. Gave up drinking? Okay, that's good. I feel kind of bad. I said this man looked like a villain. Man's on his way out by the end of the same episode. Take her home. She does want to learn about humans. Wouldn't be a bad way of doing it. You know, that is fair. Immortality. He's not going to ask her to do it with him, right? That man's just making his own rules. Peculiar child. Barely to touch me. Yeah, that could come in handy. Okay. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, damn, made quick work. Dissipates and doesn't reach it. Okay. Mana issue? Just like me then. Okay. So she gets to sort of get like a relationship, another relationship going. I guess that's, yeah, that's good. No, it is. She wanted to learn about humans. That's kind of a good way of doing it. Is, yeah, she didn't agree to take her on as an apprentice, but she is helping her learn magic. I'm a little confused. Is she sticking around for 6 years? For her, it's tiny. 6 years is like, you know, stay for the weekend at your grandparents' place. That's 6 years for her, right? To decipher that journal. So if she's sticking around 6 years, she's at least going to bond with her like a little bit. And obviously 6 years in Fern's life, that's pretty decent. Like, she's going to be like, I don't know how old she is, 4 or 5 now, maybe something like that. Maybe older, but she'll be like 10, 11, 12. 6 years with someone in those years, that's pretty like connective. Like, she's going to grow pretty close to her. So she might end up taking her on as an apprentice. And I imagine she will, because we kind of see that in the OP and main characters and on the posters and stuff like that. So that's good. She can't just cut people off. That's not what she was doing. She said it's because like the children can die and she doesn't want to feel guilty of that because, you know, obviously Hyder asked her to look after her. So no, that's a fair point. I get it, but still, like, she needs people. I feel like she's the type of person that needs somebody. Otherwise, she's just going to be more distant, because she's already a pretty, like, you know, cold person. So she could learn a thing or two from, like, Fern herself, probably. Like, Fern, she'll learn just as much from Fern, I think, as Fern will learn from her. I think that's the sort of dynamic that they're setting up. Different topics, different subjects, but she's still going to learn a lot. So, like I said, it's only been 1 episode, but I feel like these characters, like, they did a fantastic job of making me actually care about these guys. Especially Himmel. Bro was in like half the episode. Man was introduced and died within 15 minutes. And I actually cared. I felt bad for that man because he was a good guy. He seemed like a great guy. He seemed like he cared about his friends and about the adventure that they took. And it was a little bit sad that, like, Frieren, he was trying to relate to her, but he could tell that she wasn't as into it, because for her, he knows how long she lives. She hasn't even changed since he saw her 50 years ago. That's just a little bit depressing. You have this big adventure in your life. It takes up a good chunk of your life. And to them, it's just kind of like, it's nothing big. For Frieren, the 10-year journey, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. That's just as easy of a way to put it. Like, that's just a tiny fraction of her life. I suppose, what did I say? It might have been a year. The equivalent to 1 year for us. Like, it's still a big chunk. Hell, it could be, because I guess if I spent a year with someone, I would be like, that's pretty good. 1 year with someone is a pretty good chunk. That might be less for her. 10 years might be like, I don't know, 6 months. It's just depressing. And the more perspective you put on it, like, she's going on these adventures and trying to learn all these spells, but in the background, years and years and years are going by. Like, cities are being built, cities are falling, people that she met when, like, they were kids are dying of old age already, and she doesn't know about it because she kind of forgets about it. She forgets about the people. She doesn't think about them. She all of a sudden thinks about them, and by the time she, like, goes back to meet them, they're dead, or they're gone, or they're freaking ancient. Like, the priest now, man, is what? He's got to be like 90 something at this point. It was 50. No, bro was already like, he had to be like 30 or something during the first adventure, and then it was 50 years, and then it was 20 years. Bro's got to be over 100. Man's still kicking, and that's lucky. That's lucky that he was still around for Frieren to visit. But it is so sad to think, like, people you became friends with, you came close with, you kind of forget about them. It's not that big of a deal to remember to check up on them, to care about what they're doing at this point, because to you, not a lot of time has passed. It doesn't feel like it's been long enough that you need to really do anything about it. Frieren, she seems like a good person, a great person, man. Like, she seems like she actually does care about people, but it's sort of like a curse that she has to live for this long. It's giving me To Your Eternity vibes. I watched season 1 of that, and that's also another white-haired character who lives for a long time, kind of sees people, like, dying, moves on from them, lives for a long time without anybody. It's a very similar concept, just equally as brutal. But you have this character that they're just living their life, man. Like, this is just who she is. Like, she's not doing anything bad. She's not doing anything wrong. This is just her. But you can see the disconnect between her and somebody like the priest of Ison, because there was sort of, well, during that conversation, that might have been a little conversational cue. I don't know if I'm making that up or not, but when she compared him to Himmel. She's like, oh, it's not like you to help people, to, like, pick up this orphan. You're not Himmel after all. And it kind of showed him kind of looking away a bit. I'm thinking that could be two things. That could either be maybe he didn't do it for a good reason and he looked away because he felt guilty, like he didn't do it being a good person. He did it for another reason. Or what I immediately thought was, it could be she compared him to Himmel, but for him, Himmel's been gone for 20 years. And it's kind of weird. You live 20 years of your life, and then someone just compares you to a dead person who's been gone for that long. That'd be a little weird. You'd kind of be like, wow, like, she really, for her, that was nothing. 20 years has been nothing. But for me, it was such a long period of time. Like, he might have, for him, the funeral was so long ago, but for her, it wasn't that long ago. Like, it doesn't feel like it was that long. 20 years. She didn't think 10 years was that bad. 20 years wouldn't be much worse. So you can tell there's going to be a bit of a disconnect between her and the human characters because of their difference in time, right? Their different mindsets in how time should be seen, time should be portrayed. I can't stop thinking it's only been one episode. And they went through that whole adventurous thing, and the whole party kind of splitting up and then growing old. And they did a phenomenal job with this first episode, man. I gotta admit, I was expecting good things, but that was very, very good. That was a very strong start. I know that they're probably going to get better, right? Like, they're just starting. Man, they're just starting on this stuff. I wonder if the time skips are going to be a normal thing, like, 20 years, 40 years, if it's just going to be a normal thing for her. Like, maybe Fern's not going to be that big of a character. I hope so. I hope she doesn't see it as like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It would be a cool perspective to have her just jumping through time, but that might be a little bit too depressing. Seeing all these characters she meets just dying and dying and dying. I'm sure there's going to be at least one character where we meet them, and then the next time she asks, they're going to be like, oh no, he died like years ago. Like, he's gone. Like, and that's going to be kind of rough because he might be a likable person. I'm just you know, I'm just saying, as someone who kind of likes to write, kind of sees writing as a cool thing, I could imagine that happening. It is maybe a cliche, like maybe that's why I'm thinking of it, but I could see something like that, and it's going to show just kind of how out of touch she is with humans, and it's not her fault. That's the main thing, is like, you kind of want to tell her like, hey, be serious, like this time is important for humans, like you just skipped out on his life for 50 years, that kind of sucks, but I just can't. I can't, because that's just who she is. That's how her people are. 80 years. We've kind of seen. We didn't see much of the first year before the 10 years, but still, she looked about the same in the flashbacks that we got. So like, she hasn't shown any age in 80 years. So how long has she been alive? Like, man, like how long does it have to be before she shows any sign? Like 1 year of our life, we can see a difference, but does that mean 80 years for her is less than 1 year? I mean, I guess it depends at what age range her body is in, whether she shows age that much or not. There's too much to think about. There's a lot of opportunity here for this show to do some great things with characters. Like I said, similar vibe to To Your Eternity. And To Your Eternity also did some great, phenomenal work with characters, and kind of the idea of being this immortal being that has to watch people come and go in your life. I haven't seen season 2, so maybe don't spoil that if you've seen that show as well. But season 1 did a great job of showing that, and kind of the repercussions it would have on someone's psyche. Even an immortal person, like they kind of, you know, they grow connected to people. It's not like for them a year goes by and it's just like super quick. Like they're still experiencing the year of time you spent together. Just they have a lot more years in store for them. And in the overall quality of life that they're used to, it's not that long of a time. Like if you really focused on 10 minutes in your life, if you really focused on that singular 10 minutes, the next 10 minutes, it would feel like 10 minutes. But for them, you know, they're doing stuff, that time goes by really quickly. It just, there's so much perspective that they could put on this that would make it like really incredible. You know what? I'm super excited for this. I'm super excited to see what they get into with Frieren and Fern. I think that's it, man. Like I so want to watch the next episode too, to see if like this priest thing, you know, we're probably gonna skip 6 years, I imagine, and get right to when she deciphers the book and the priest tries to get the immortality. That I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I should feel good or bad about him wanting a few more years. He said it didn't have to be immortality. It could just be a few years. But you know, maybe there's a bit of evil in him, like wanting to live longer. That's a little bit selfish, though it is human. It is very human. The priest, can he survive 6 more years? I don't know. He's getting up there. But no, I'm excited to see whatever goes on there and that relationship. I don't know. It could go bad. But no, I think I'm going to end this video off here anyway, because I've talked a lot. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be back with episode 2 next week. I'm going to try to find some time to record it as well. Great show. Great start. I'm loving just the overall idea of the series and already what they've done with it. Whoever the writers are, whoever the manga or light novel, whatever it was first, author, great work, incredible. Showrunners, Madhouse, I guess. I'm going to have to look into them to see what else they've done. Hell, maybe they've done... It had a very similar vibe to To Your Eternity, even the animation a little bit, so I'm going to see. So hey, that would be a cool connection. I'll look that up. Editing mark, right now, stop, look that up, put some text or something, let me know. Either way, I enjoyed that. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this series. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more. What you thought of this episode when you first saw it, whatever you want to say. Just let me know down there. No spoilers, obviously. And I do have a Patreon link. We'll give you early access to the videos, and it helps to support me a little bit more. Highly appreciated from me. And that is it. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.